Hi, I'm Kevin with Ikan, and today we're going to talk about our new teleprompter series. This is a more professional line that allows for a wider range of cameras. Okay, let's talk about what's included in the box first. Each of these parts that you see here are going to be included in similar foam like this one right here. That's going to hold each part. It's going to be 3 different layers so it can be compact and fit into a SKB case. The first item I have here is the hood. It's actually a collapsible hood, so easy for compact, where you can just pull out here, and then you have the boot right here. Okay. Next item is the monitor. I have the 17-inch monitor right here. This also is available in the 15-inch size. Of course, there's also the power adapter for the monitor. Okay. And here we have the main base of the teleprompter. And then we have counterweights here. These are the rods that holds the counterweight in. And then we have 3 different sizes of camera holders. This one is for your DSLRs and mirrorless cameras. This one is for your camcorders. So it can also range from a smaller camcorder size to a larger one. And later in this portion, I'm going to be putting a Blackmagic Ursa on here. This last one is a shorter one, which allows you to use the VCT plates on top so you can put the large E&G cameras on it. All right, we have 2 little pouches of screws for the cameras, and then we also have screws for the monitor along with hex keys. Okay, first you're going to want to take out the base plate, and you're going to want to go ahead and remove these 2 plates right here, as they're going to go on back of the monitor to hold it. For this, you're going to want to use the larger of the 2 hex keys to go ahead and loosen it up. So you're going to have to loosen up all these both screws here so it slides out, and then here as well. Okay, you go ahead and set the base aside. We'll go back to it in a bit. Okay, now you will need to take the monitor, and on the back of the monitor you'll see that there's these VESA mount holes. Just go ahead and lay the monitor gently down, and this portion you're going to be using the small hex key along with the 4 screws. Here. There's no set direction of where you put the mounts. You can either go this way or this way. So now I'm going to go ahead and put it on. All right. Next, we're going to be putting this mount onto here. So you're going to want to make sure that the rods in this area is going to be far enough to accommodate into both of these. So to loosen that, you're going to have to loosen these here, as well as you're going to have to loosen these rods down here. Okay, now you're going to have to kind of guesstimate about how much you need. Just going to do a quick measurement without actually putting it in. All right, that looks like it should be sufficient enough room. And also make sure that when you do take the rods out that you leave enough rod space inside the base plate, or else your monitor might fall. Okay, now I'm tightening everything back up. Let's go set this aside for now. All right, next we're going to go ahead and slide it in. we're going to slide it in. I find it easier to just kind of leave it on the table. And just hold these and you can slide it in. Okay, so after you've slid it in, make sure that you leave, kind of flip it back over, hold the monitor, but make sure you leave some room because you will be sliding this hood over this section right here in a bit. So make sure you leave about an inch. You can see right there about an inch. Once you have left the room, let's go ahead and tighten it up. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and slide this in. Right here, you're going to see that there's this red knob. You're going to have to pull it to allow the metal rod to slide in between here to hold it in place. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, release. Kind of adjust it so that you can see that the rod will go down. Once the rod is down on this side, let's go ahead and screw this in so that it holds in place. Okay. So now you have most of the teleprompter already rigged up. At this point, you can decide which mount you want to use depending on the camera. Since I have a Blackmagic Ursa here today, I will be using the camcorder one. Okay, so you're going to want to go ahead and loosen it up a little bit so that you see that this area is a little bit, so you have room to slide it in on both sides. And these screws are fitted so that they only slide in a certain direction, which is with the flats on the outsides. Okay, let's go ahead and slide it in. Make sure that they're sliding in. Okay. Once it's in, you can go ahead and just kind of tighten just a little bit, as you will probably need to adjust it later when you have the camera on. Okay. Next, I will go ahead and put the camera on, which I have here. For this plate, you will be using this included adapter right here. That allows you to, it gives you a little bit of room to adjust the camera once it's on. Line the camera here, and then you're gonna go ahead and attach this onto the bottom of the threads on the camera. Normally I would suggest that you tighten this with a screwdriver. Okay, now that it's in, let's go ahead and adjust it. So you can go ahead and slide it in to the boot. All right. Should you find that the teleprompter is too front heavy, you can go ahead and attach the counterweight at this point. So it comes with these two rods that you attach that will go on the back here. Normally you can either put them, if it's on a tripod, you can just gonna slide them in this direction. But since I'm on the table, I'm just gonna go and do this. It works both ways, the same. Once the counterweight is there, let's go ahead and tighten it. All right, and now we have assembled our new Pro Series teleprompters. Now let's go over some of the unique features of this teleprompter. Some of it I have already talked about as when I was putting it together. The first one, of course, is that the collapsible hood is nice and easy, so you can easily store it. And when you need it, you just pop it back open. You can put it back in. Another great thing about this teleprompter is that you can easily adjust it without taking it off the base plate when it's on a tripod. You can adjust these 4 screws here. There's 2 on this side and 2 on my side. And once it's in, you can easily slide it back and forth to get the proper weight balance. And once it's there, you make sure it's tightened. Okay, and the monitors that are included on both the 15-inch and the 17-inch version is a 1000 nit high bright monitor. A high bright monitor allows your talent to more easily read the prompt and also allows it to be better seen in the bright studio lights. If you want to learn more about this teleprompter or our products, you can visit us at icancorp.com and make sure to subscribe so that you can always see the latest news coming from us.